You're in battle. The enemy is charging at you. Hundreds of them. Your comrades nearby are shouting and hacking. And you run, not forward, backward. Your legs carry you away. You don't command them. Fear commands. You throw down your shield. You throw down your sword. You run like a hare. The battle is over. Your comrades have won without you. They return to camp, dirty, wounded, but alive. And they see you. You're sitting by your tent, alive, unharmed, without a single scratch, and without a shield. In the Roman army, throwing down your shield in battle is not a disgrace. It's a death sentence. But the commander has no time for a tribunal. No judges, no scribes. The barbarians are nearby. Punishment must be swift, exemplary, terrible. How did the Romans punish a coward without a tribunal? The answer will make you shudder. Let's get started. First, understand the most important thing. The Roman army did not tolerate weakness. Never. A coward isn't just a bad soldier. He's a virus. If one runs away, the others will too. Therefore, the punishment must be such that everyone will remember. Forever. The Romans had 3 methods, each more terrible than the last. The first method, the gentlest, shame. A coward was stripped of his rank. Forever. Even if he was a centurion with 20 years of service. They tore off his stripes, his insignia, publicly. Then they forced him to stand in front of the line, unarmed, 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 in a tunic, and they announced to everyone, "This man is a coward," in a voice, loudly, so the whole army could hear. 5,000 soldiers looked at him, silently. Hold that gaze. But that was only the beginning. The coward was driven outside the camp, for the night, without protection, without food. The barbarians knew where he would be. One night, sometimes 2. If he survived, he was taken back, but not as a soldier anymore, as a servant, as a porter, as someone who cleaned toilets. The rank was never restored. Sounds cruel? Wait, that's just the tip of the iceberg. The second method, decimation, a word that made even veterans tremble. Decimation, the execution of every 10th man. How did it work? If an entire unit fled the battlefield, they didn't punish just one. They punished everyone. The legion was lined up. The commander brought a sack of beans, 9 white, 1 black. Each soldier drew a bean. Without looking, whoever drew black died. No trial, no appeal. Simply, you. He was forced out of line. The other 9 had to kill him with their own hands, with sticks, stones, swords, but not sharp ones, dull ones, slowly. Imagine, you're beating your friend, the one you shared a tent with, the one whose life you saved yesterday in battle. And if you strike weakly, you're next. Decimation wasn't a trial. It was the engineering of fear. The Romans weren't cruel for the sake of cruelty. They were cruel for the sake of survival. One coward could destroy a legion. Decimation guaranteed. No one else would run. But there was a third way, the most terrible. The third way, alternative execution. When there was only one coward, when there was no unit for decimation, when shame wasn't enough, then the Romans devised the most terrible punishment I've ever heard of. Fake death. The coward was forced to kneel before the line. His hands were tied. Then a centurion approached him with a sword and pretended to stab him, but he didn't kill him. The blow missed. Fake. Theatrics. And then the coward was forced to lie among the dead until the end of the battle, or until the end of the day. He heard the screams of the wounded. He heard people dying. He heard horses groaning. He lay in blood, a stranger, and he couldn't move. If he rose prematurely, he was killed for real. If he endured, he was taken, but without rank, forever. Psychological torture is more terrible than physical, but there were other methods, domestic ones. The coward's diet was changed. Instead of wheat, they gave him barley. In the Roman army, barley was horse feed and punishment for cowards. The coward ate barley for a month, 2, a year. Other soldiers ate meat and bread. The coward ate barley porridge, thin, tasteless, humiliating. He was placed in a separate tent at the end of the camp, near the toilets. He couldn't participate in communal meals. He couldn't pray with the others. He became invisible, an outcast, even among the legionaries, who were themselves social outcasts. And you know what? The system worked. The coward never returned to duty, but he was an example. And now for a comparison. In the Greek armies, cowards were expelled, simply driven out of the camp. And that's it. They went to the enemy or died alone. The Persians cut off a coward's nose and ears. They crippled him. But a cripple could become a spy. he could return. The Romans left no chance. Their punishment was public, humiliating, and unforgettable. A coward remained a coward forever. Even if he lived 100 years, the Romans understood psychology more deeply than anyone else. Humiliation is more terrible than pain. Fear is more terrible than death. That's why their army never surrendered. Never. And now the main question. What did the man who drew the black bean at the Decimation feel? He knew he would die at the hands of his friends. And what did those who struck him feel? They knew that if they missed or regretted it, they would die next. Do you think you could strike a friend to save yourself? Let me know in the comments. And in the next video, I'll tell you how the Romans treated lice in the camp. And why did they fear the itch more than the sword? Subscribe to stay up to date. Now imagine a black bean in your hand. Do you think it's hot or cold? The Romans knew. You'll find out. The end.